Hey everybody, so today we're going to talk about new versus used equipment. Now I have dabbled in both. I'm looking at my new a Turia keyboard that I bought. Well, it's a controller, whatever you want to call it. I have it like that, for instance. That's new. I bought that, so. But I have lots of old stuff as well. Like pretty much all the guitars behind me are used, except for the red one. I'm trying to figure which thumb I'm on here. The red bass there, that was actually made for me by my friend, and I'd love to play it, except that the bridge is too far apart, and I'm going to have to try to figure out a way of getting it to go down. I've brought luthiers before, and it doesn't work. So let's go through the pros and cons of buying new equipment. Pro, no one else has used it. So yes, the beauty of new equipment is you're the first to touch it. It's kind of nice. It's shiny. It's all that goodness. And yes, that is a great reason to get new. If you like to have new, nice, shiny things, although you can have nice things that are used, but I'm just saying that's one of the things. Pro usually comes with extra goodies. Now, yeah, I'm going to stick on my Altura for a moment, and it came with extra software that you can see down here. So it came with some MIDI software, so I have extra sounds. It came with Ableton Live, or Ableton Live Lite, which I will probably never use. It came with a grand piano, which I will definitely be using at some point. But yes, like that's the nice thing. A few things I bought, they've come with extra goodies along with them. My Mackie speakers that I have sitting here that I use as secondaries, they came with extra cables for different setups, and it was like, ooh, that's kind of cool, because I can use those for other things. Because now I can take these Mackie speakers and I can hook them up to my digital drum set, and I can take it to when I play at church or something with the digital drum set, and I have better speakers. So it's once again, it's a trade-off, but it helps. Now, granted, I did count with my Zoom H4. I did get, and that was a used one. I did get I think it's called Cubase or whatever mixer that's or audio software that's called, that comes with I think it's Cubase. I can't remember the actual name, but it came with a disc of that. So yes, I got that with it, and that was used. But that was a lucky break. Pro comes with a warranty. Yes, so generally the warranties on new equipment is better than on used, because you probably won't get a warranty on your used stuff. My Tascam, actually, my DP32 came with one of these. I can renew my warranty every year. And I did for a while, and now I'm just like, well, it's all right. If it goes, it goes. I'll figure out something. And same with the Turia. It came with a warranty. And yeah, it's nice to have a warranty. It's nice to have a little extended time that you can, you have to bring something back. You have the ability to do that. Pro has a decent return policy. And to go along with the warranty, you generally have a better return policy, because you buy something used, you have to, how are you going to bring it back to the person? Like, if something goes wrong with it, you're kind of stuck with it. Pro, you have the original box. So yes, you have the box. You have the box. And I know that's a silly one, but yes, you have the box. So if you like collecting boxes, and I know a few people who do, so they have the box. Con, can be expensive. New equipment can be very expensive, and sometimes you can get a better deal buying used. That is for sure. Con, may not have the features that the old one did. Now, a good example of this is the Tascam, the newer Tascams, the DP32 SDs, DP24 SDs, they don't have the MIDI capabilities that the DP32 and DP24 do. And those two, the older models also had a CD player. That to me is not as big a deal because I don't really deal, like, yes, I know I just had a whole ton of CDs made, but I generally don't deal in CDs anymore. I deal with streaming pretty much only because that's what everybody seems to like. Con, not a lot of reviews on the item. And yeah, this one has changed a bit. This when I first thought of this one, it was because Rob Zombie was doing his own thing, and it was outside of White. It was just him, not White Zombie, and he was talking about the fact that the keyboards and stuff that they use were so new that not even the service people, when they call up with a problem, knew anything about them. They hadn't even heard of them. Okay, so let's start talking about used equipment. Pro, cheaper than buying new. So yes, as I stated in the last one, the con is that new is more expensive and used is cheaper. This is not always the case. Like for instance, Fender guitars, they seem to be, depending on the age, they get more expensive. You know, Gibsons get more expensive as they get older. You know, it's one of these, you know, what do you do? So you can still find deals. Usually it's on electronics. Even electronics, like I remember when I was looking at selling my 4-track, my cassette 4-track years ago. This was the early 2000s. Nobody wanted them. So, but now it's like they're worth, you know, I can get almost what I paid for that stupid thing. It's unbelievable. But yeah, it's also broken. That's another story. I'm looking at fixing that. That'll be a later video. So, yes, it is generally cheaper to buy used. Pro has been reviewed many times. So yes, you generally have more reviews than you will with newer stuff. You'll have more reviews to go through and you can look at things. Pro, it's a discontinued item. So this one, yes, I can definitely relate to because I bought my mini rack Boss components, the 2 compressors, the pitch bender, which I use all the time, and I have the overdrive distortion mini rack thing, and I use them all the time, and they were discontinued, and that was the only way I was ever going to get them, was I had to find somebody who was selling them used. Pro, sometimes better made than newer versions. Now this is another one of those where, well, you know, people like older guitars better than newer guitars. Now I've also heard this with pedals. I've heard it with I was talking with a musician who was using a harmony pedal, and he said, don't get the newer model, get the older model, it's better. So it kind of goes all the way, and the same with the DP32. Once again, most people will say get the DP32, not the SD, because it's better. And that is and so once again, the only way you can get these is they're used. Con, maybe on its last leg. Now, bringing up my 4-track cassette, I bought that new. I've had that for 25 years-ish. And yes, it died. The belt finally broke on it. And so, yeah, so if I would have sold that like 2 weeks ago, whoever bought it would have had 2 weeks worth of fun with it, and then that would have been it. So, yeah, like what you might buy something that's on the last leg. I personally have been lucky that everything I bought used has generally lasted for a long time, or is still going. So that's a good thing. Con, might not work at all. And then the other thing is yeah, it might not work anymore. Like I could sell that and I could tell somebody, oh yeah, it works great. And then they get it home and it doesn't work great. It doesn't work at all. So, you know, it's that kind of thing. It's like, yeah, you know, but once again, I'm lucky that has not happened to me. I've seen it happen with some other people, but yes, it can happen. Con, doesn't have all the attachments. Now, this one actually happened just recently. The guy asked, how do I mount my H4, my Zoom H4? And the reason he couldn't mount it was he didn't have the mounting bracket. Now, he was given that he was given that thing from a friend, so it's a little different. He was, but at the same time, he didn't have the mounting bracket for it, so it's like, how do I do this? So it's another one of those things where, you might not have the piece, everything that you need to work it. And this happens a lot, but most people will actually tell you that you're missing certain things. So that is my video today. I hope you like it. Enjoy, like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
The pain is ripping through my skull like a hammer and a chisel. Don't talk to me. I might have to hurt you.